Good morning, and welcome to another edition of Brewin on Broad Street. I'm Steve Snyder, entrepreneur in residence here at Gesmer Updegrove, and I am thrilled to be with a very long-standing friend, a great friend, Dan Guglielmo. Welcome, and thank you for being with me.
Oh, Steve, it's great to be here, and I echo long-standing friend.
When I think of you, there is one word that comes to mind: Renaissance. You are a Renaissance man, in my view and the view of so many. And let me quickly tell you why. When we first met, you told me about your business history. You're a serial entrepreneur. When we first met, you were running an organization called Exit Planning Exchange that worked with hundreds and hundreds of entrepreneurs and their companies preparing to get to that liquidity event, that exit. And case by case by case by case of success, phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. And then, and I'm going to let you describe all of this, and then you became a Vistage CEO leader, Vistage Roundtables. And you've been able to work with so many dozens of entrepreneurs, helping them with business challenges and to get to success after success after success again. And in fact, we have lots of mutual clients that we've worked with that have worked with you and with me and have gone on to great success. Mindful CEO is a new venture. And then we'll talk about something even more special. But I'm going to stop.
Okay.
Tell us about you and the different things that you have done in your life.
Well, Steve, I have to start by saying how grateful I am that we have the kind of history we have. I remember the moment. I could take you back to the meeting hall in Olin Hall in Babson College and where we were standing when we met the very first time. It was right after an event, and you came right up to me and said, "I want to know you."
Well,
and
I remember that.
And I said, "Great, let's do this." So since then,
we both had more hair.
We had more hair, and we had smaller bellies too. and it's been just been a great trip. You and I have done so much together on such a constant basis since then. So it's thank you. What's the question?
There is such a common thread to me of your work from Exit Planning Exchange to Vistage, to Mindful CEO.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that common thread and the importance of helping entrepreneurs and how you have led them to success.
Well, I've been a lot of things, right? I've started out my life as a tax attorney, and that turned into wealth planning, comprehensive wealth planning.
A tax attorney with a personality.
Well, yeah, most of my friends today, when I told them I was a tax attorney, they laugh. They don't see me there. And it was great, but it really didn't capture me the way the work I'm doing today does. And it was all the path. So when I transitioned from lawyer to wealth planner, comprehensive wealth planning primarily for business owners, I discovered something that was really surprising to me, and that is that 80% or more of a business owner's net worth generally is 80 to 90%. Their business represents a disproportionate amount of their overall wealth, and few of my clients had really thought as deeply and strategically as they should have about that exit and minimizing that risk. And that's why the Exit Planning Exchange was created. I started gathering my colleagues around, very intentionally multidisciplinary groups of people, to go to the Franklin Country Club to have breakfast, to talk about why are we not collectively more effective with our clients? Why aren't they moving through their wealth creation event with more grace and ease? And the Exit Planning Exchange is in 23 cities now. Just amazing. And as a result of that experience, I ran into coaching, executive coaching. Catherine White, she was on the board. She was wonderful. She was different. And she was the first highly credentialed executive coach I'd ever met. And I was going through a business divorce, and I thought I needed help. And I was so delighted about how coaching sped me up in my ability to gain perspective, make decisions, and move through that time in my life. I began reading books. I began taking courses, not because I had any intention of becoming an executive coach, but because I was just fascinated with how effective it was. And it made my life different. It almost instantly started changing how I was showing up in other people's lives in a more effective way. And then, out of nowhere, Vistage came and knocked on my door. Serendipity. And actually, it was the Exit Planning Exchange, because Phil Thomas was a member of the Boston, and he became a Vistage chair, and he came after me. And that put me where I feel like I really belong.
You've had such a phenomenal track record with Vistage, and you've helped so many dozens of entrepreneurs with their challenges and get to success. When you think about entrepreneurs, and there are going to be hundreds of entrepreneurs watching this video and learning about you and hearing about coaching, as they watch this and listen to you talk about coaching and success, how will they know when it's time for them to think about getting professional coaching from someone like you?
Yeah, Steve, thank you for the question. Yeah, that's my passion play. That's where I find in my work great meaning, because executive coaching at that senior business level moves the dial. It moves the dial. And the more the client, the more the CEO is eager to grow and adapt and to become more effective, the better coaching fits. It's a really interesting thing. And Mindful CEO is a coaching and leadership organization that has had a really remarkable history of serving literally hundreds of CEOs. And what I have recently done is taken it a step further. I've written a book called The Power to Coach, and I have a program called The Power to Coach. And what it does is puts these bespoke skills of executive coaching in the hands of the senior leader, where I think it fits more eloquently than any place else, because it's all about prioritizing relationships. And I'm going to stop there, but I might want to talk a little bit more about that.
All right. So I know that sitting next to you is a copy of your new book. Would you hold it up for our audience?
Well, this is actually what's called the printer's copy. It is the only copy in the world, because this is what now a final edit looks like. They send you a book and you get to look at it. We're going to make a few changes. This book is written by me and June M. Carter, and that has been one of the most wonderful journeys of my life. She is brilliant, and it's nice to have a partner wherever you go. So Power to Coach, develop leaders around you.
And soon we'll all have access to
very
that
soon.
book.
It's days. It's literally days away.
Terrific. So let's talk just for a minute or two more about Mindful CEO and coaching.
Yeah.
And the benefits that senior leaders will get from this experience.
Well, I've learned to say it. I'm always learning to say it differently and adapt. Right now, the way I'm seeing it and the way it's written in the book is there's nothing more important, more powerful for a senior leader than to deepen and develop their relationships, to prioritize their relationships. Listen, the world would not spin on its axis if it didn't have a relationship, the gravitational relationship with the moon and the sun, or we didn't have the energetic relationship with the sun, humanity wouldn't be here. One of the most basic elements of our humanity, and the maybe most important, are relationships. And businesses aren't any different. Without humans, they don't exist. And depending on the relationships in the organization, the culture will be either great or horrible or somewhere in between. Learning to prioritize and to grow relationships in the hands of a CEO means that they're going to have better relationships with leaders around him. And the better your leaders are, the safer the organization is, the more adaptive it is, the more sustainable it is. So coaching is a special relationships that helps others get what they want. And senior leaders want the same thing as the founder, as the CEO. They want to thrive.
Well, I've been really blessed to be able to introduce you to several dozen of the CEOs with whom I work. I've introduced them to you for you to help them through coaching and mentorship on to success.
Yes.
So thank you for that.
It's a pleasure, Steve.
I'm going to switch gears really quickly.
Okay.
I know in the basement of your home, there's something really special. I know you have hobbies and passions, but tell us what's in the basement of your home and what do you do?
So woodworking. I design. I love woodworking, and I built my desk, and my dad's airplane prop is just above my desk, and it's a great workplace. It's made out of black walnut, and I designed it, and then I finished it. In between, I had partners to do the more mechanical stuff. I like doing the more artistic things, So it's designing and finishing.
Well, I can't wait to see what you're working on next.
Thank you.
So, congratulations on the book.
Thank you.
Congratulations on all of the success that you have had. This is going to be a terrific year for you. I guarantee it.
Well, for both of us, all right?
All right. I'll take that.
Dynamite. Thank you, Steve.
Dan, thank you so much for joining us.
It's been a pleasure.
Thank you for joining us for another edition of Brewin on Broad Street.